podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Hey, Daddy, this is $1 beat.
BoxingVoice.com.
No matter what nobody say, man, spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, your kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
BoxingVoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
BoxingVoice.com.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another morning edition with the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Ness GTO. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back to talk the welterweight division as our Patreon in Atlanta so desperately wanted. Danny Garcia out in the news and basically is saying, if you're too old, Pacquiao, and if you ain't ready, Errol Spence, well then don't sign to fight. The man is confident, and he's been confident. Remember, this is not post-accident confidence. Remind yourselves that this man jumped in the ring and was very confident in getting Errol immediately after the Sean Porter fight. He said he saw things. So this is what we're going to be talking about. We'll give you the full interview, or I guess a piece of it, from Akin Barak. Shout out to my boys, the sweet scientists out in Dazn and Sirius XF. And we're here to talk about the welterweight division. So I'm going to jump out to some of my co-hosts from around the world and get this thing started. But you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion. And guess what? Immediately after this show, join us for another episode of Overtime on patreon.com/The Boxing Voice, where we're going to discuss today's viral video of the white woman that calls the cops on the black man because he simply asked her to put her dog on a leash in a park where she was supposed to have her dog on a leash. Plus, we're going to talk about that Mike Tyson comeback and the fact that it's super real. He's got yet another $20 million offer. So join us on Overtime for that on patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. Right now, we're talking welterweight division, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence Jr., and even a little bit of Manny Pacquiao. So let me head on out to Doomsday Alexander Lioness.
I'm the most brutal, most vicious, and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynch the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their claw. There's no one that can match.
Good morning, y'all. Welcome back, and it is the welterweight division. Spence Garcia, my man, has some things to say on Akin Barak show, and now it got me thinking, like, if this fight happens, who am I switching over to? Am I sticking with Spence? Am I staying with Garcia? I guess I'll talk about it with you guys more when we get my man Cash Weezy on. But get your cup of coffee ready, and if you're across the pond, get that tea ready if that's what you fancy. It's on.
What's up, man? Yeah, I just want to say I saw fight two.
Stay focused, stay working my day.
I saw fight two.
Because if he comes to fight, then I'm going to have to look for him.
I saw fight two.
I think you accurate.
Yes. Good morning. What a beautiful day. Hello. And Danny Garcia is the man of the hour, as we have learned he wants Errol Spence, and Errol Spence better be ready. Is that a threat? Like, no excuses. So that's where my mind went to immediately. Is that a threat?
And we have our lovely co-host, Miss Dominique, on this morning. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm so excited. This is drama. I live for drama.
Dominique, you're going to have to holler at Dollar DiBiase, get you an introduction, get properly introduced into the show. But happy to have everyone here with us this morning. I mean, am I correct, or does it say that Mario's on?
It doesn't show wrong on my end.
Nah, it doesn't show. All right, cool. Cool, man. So let's get right into it.
Yo, I thought of it as like, he better be ready.
Well, let me give you the audio first. Let me get it. Go
ahead.
Because I know you might have heard it, but we don't know exactly who hasn't heard it. So let's just bring everybody up to speed. Wait, is that Marioski jumping on?
Wario mode.
Is he ready? Like spaghetti when you throw it against the wall?
It's me, Mario.
What is up, my bad fellas? Little morning complications. You know how it goes. But yeah, let's chop it up.
Doomy, keep an eye on the communications. Make sure Maurice Ambitious, a.k.a. Victorious Lee, may still join us. He does have something to say about Danny Garcia getting this Errol Spence opportunity. But this is what we're here to discuss. And here is the audio, right? Where am I? Main. Boom. Audio, go.
Yeah, I just feel like everything happens for a reason. You know, I got the southpaw, and now whoever's next, Manny or Spence, most likely it may be looking like more like Spence, but if Manny says yes, then it's Manny.
So let's pause it there because he says, I got the southpaw, and obviously that's Ryan Redcatch that he just faced, and he felt like that was preparation. So he's already gotten a look at a southpaw, and now he's ready to go into either fight with a southpaw in Errol Spence or Manny Pacquiao, but it gets a little juicier.
Now, are you worried about maybe if beating an Errol Spence and maybe not getting the credit you deserve because people are going to refer to the accident? Oh, this was his first fight back after the accident. Has that crossed your mind at all?
Now, before he even answers it, keep in mind, Terrence Crawford answered this. Terrence Crawford said, I don't want to be Errol Spence's first fight back because when I beat him, people are going to say, you know, was he 100%? So Terrence actually wants to see him face a guy like Danny before he jumps in there. But Danny has a different opinion.
Not at all, because if you ain't 100%, don't get in the ring. If you ain't ready, don't get in the ring. You know, that's just plain. That's simple. You know, I know they say Manny's, older now, but he's coming off a big win. So if he's old, don't get in the ring. If Spence ain't better, don't get in the ring, because I don't want to hear no excuses. I never made no excuses.
And that's the full gist of the audio, but I think that he has a point, man. He's definitely letting you know, look, I'm coming for the win, so I don't want to hear anything after I get it.
Right.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
You
are not going to take, you ain't going to shinobi me. Shling! You are not going to sit there and take the luster out of me kicking your butt just because, you know what I'm saying, you later found out that you weren't ready. You got to be 100%. Spence has been talking that 100% talk. I am ready. So we don't want to hear no excuses.
I want to hear
really quick,
excuses.
Enrique, really quick. I know you want to shinobi me back because of Doomsday, but I'm only cutting you off to say super chat for Machine Gun Matt Garcia, who says we riding with the big fish. # man down. So we got an Errol Spence fan in the chat, fellas and ladies.
Right. Nah, I know I could see people going against Danny with Errol Spence, not even seeing him after the accident. That's why I respect Crawford saying, yo, I want to see him fight first. I want the best Errol Spence available, not the fresh off, because there's fans that are questioning Errol Spence fresh off the accident. So Errol Spence does need that.
So you respect Crawford for not taking the fight?
Hell yeah. But the reason, though, not taking the fight, there's a reason. Nah, let him show me what he got to then come back. Danny, I respect him.
So basically, he's like, yo, let him get softened up, then I'll take him.
Nah, that ain't what he's saying. He's saying, let me make sure he's 100. Let me make sure he's 100. He's saying,
you know, I'm sparking up something.
He's saying, let me make sure he's 100. But Danny is saying, F all that. If you ain't 100, that's on you.
Yeah, but
I like Danny's attitude, and that was not nothing against what you were saying, Enrique. I was just trying to make a funny, I guess, that Danny's with it and Crawford is not with it. So it's like,
but the question that Ak asked, right, made 100% sense. What about the fans that say, "Yo, he's fresh off the accident"? So Danny's saying, "Yo, if he ain't fresh or if he ain't ready, don't step in the ring." Crawford's saying, "Don't step in the ring with me because I will run you over, and I don't want to hear, yo, it was the accident."
Yo, I think, look, it's as simple as this. This is what happens when, the C19 thing starts happening, right? And everybody starts getting online talking this and talking that, like, and the talk gets too fast and you get caught up in it. You know what I mean? Because I agree. Like, I never expected Errol to come out and talk the way he did at certain points, and some of it was because of how honest he was, and I, that to me that seemed like he was humbled by it. So a lot of what he's been saying has been great, and a lot of what he's been saying has been needed for us to hear from him. But if he wants to jump right back into the Shark Tank, absolutely zero excuses. But to be honest with you, even a hurt Errol, I still pick.
It's like Matt Machine Gun said. Oh, I'm riding with the big fish. So if you a big fish, swim with the sharks.
No, I'm making excuses. If Errol Spence loses to Danny Garcia, I'm making excuses. He was the man before his accident. And I think he beat Sean Porter, who Danny Garcia lost to. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And then, so I'm making excuses. I fully expect for Errol Spence to run right over Danny Garcia. Because that's what he does. He's man down. He is Mr. Man down. So,
but Dominique, he
ain't man down Mikey Garcia,
who was a little Garcia.
Yeah,
it don't matter. Garcia. That don't matter. Mikey Garcia is a good fighter. I'm a huge fan of Mikey Garcia. Every man down gave them somebody some, went 12 rounds. Wilder went 12 rounds with the one guy with the dreads who he then annihilated. You know what I mean? So people get opposition. I'm not worried about that. But if you go by stats, majority of the time, I don't know what his knockout percentage is, but I know it's probably stupid high. He's still Mr. Man down. And if it wasn't for his accident, he would be the favorite. So if he doesn't win, I'm making excuses.
And that's the reason. That's the reason why they asked him that question. Like, yo, what about the people like her, like myself, like 100 others in the world that are saying, yo, he's fresh off an accident. Let us see him tune up.
But can he really make an excuse though, Dominique? Can he really do that when he's out there in the public, on the camera, saying that he's 100% ready, that he's rejuvenated, he has his newfound focus now, and he's really selling it to the fans that he's ready. So how could we give him that excuse?
That's
you
propaganda.
Gotta give him that. Thank you. You gotta give him that. What he supposed to say? Look, I want to fight. For the money. I'm still injured. I mean, if he hits me on my right side, I'm going down. What does he
take a soft
say?
touch? Take a soft touch.
How do you guys know? How do you guys
gonna pay me
know?
the same? Are you gonna pay me the same for a soft touch?
It don't work like that.
But how do you guys? How do you guys know the powers that be don't think Danny is a soft touch? Just because Danny don't know he's a tune-up.
Yo, listen, exactly. That's the point I was going to make off of Dominique's point. Listen, I was going to make that point off of Dominique's because she's absolutely right. At the end of the day, I still fully expect Errol to run over Danny. And here's the other thing, we could talk about man down this and knock out that, but the simple truth is Errol did run down Mikey Garcia. What are y'all talking about? He beat him 12 rounds to 0 pretty much. That's a whooping. It doesn't matter if he touched the canvas. It doesn't matter if he went to sleep. At the end of the day, he beat him. And I fully expect him to do the same thing to Danny. And I think that Danny is going to have a problem with it when he realizes they don't have the issue. Go ahead, Ness. Ness got the
Scepter, dog. Scepter, so we don't talk over. Wendy's slogan was "Where's the beef?" If they didn't have hamburgers, we would have had a problem with that. Your slogan can't be man down and little Garcias ain't going down.
I mean, but it's an average. It's a percentage. He wouldn't be fighting the best of the best if he knocked everybody out. Then we would say, he's not really getting any tough fights.
Nah, because when Floyd would outclass his opposition, we would just say he was on another level. So if Earl would just run through everybody, we would just be calling him Errol Spence, the Mack Truck Truth.
Yeah, but I heard people say about Mayweather that he didn't fight the best, especially toward the end of his career.
Well, his name wasn't man down.
Yeah, but
one.
that's
he was all scientific.
Exactly. Perfect. Casual, man. Thank you. But not only that, Floyd, back then you might have thought he ain't fight the best, but we was just talking about that. Like that Maidana fight. Look at what Maidana did to Broner and Josecito Lopez, who just gave Thurman a tough fight. And Maidana, he derailed Broner's career. Floyd had 2 fights with him and made him look easy. I rewatched that fight the other day. I was just like, oh my God. Hands down? You really hands down with Maidana? Come on. Next level.
I want to flip this. Let me flip it though. I'm gonna go with the whole man down situation not happening. Errol Spence himself regret not man down to him. We named Keith Thurman no times because of his one time luster got lost. So now let's say Danny Garcia does land that left hook and puts man down. Then what? Then do we then say, yo, it's the freaking...
Then a star is reborn. A star is a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Do we blame the car accident, though? Because we saying we got excuses.
Hell no, we don't blame the car accident. We blame Goya. We blame Borinque. What you talking about? We run around like when Tito won honking horns. What you talking about?
My question is, so now what? Danny Garcia, if we looking at it like he's gonna be ran over by a guy fresh off an accident?
He ain't.
Yes.
Though. I'm not.
In Mario's eyes. In Mario's eyes.
Never. Mario got watery eyes. Yo, he's not gonna run him over. You know it. Come on. Look, who had the harder fight with Sean Porter, Earl or Danny?
Ooh.
Look back. And then on top of that, you know, even though he lost the fight.
Drop the bomb.
But Sean got better.
How much better did he get? Maybe he made some adjustments
A loss makes you get better. It makes you go harder.
But that style that he used against Errol was the same. It was the same.
Yo. Also, Danny Garcia wins, right? Or gives him a hell of a damn good fight, and he don't man down him. Now they're still gonna be questioning Errol Spence, and that's the reason why we watch this fight. I don't think Danny Garcia gonna get ran over. I think he's gonna give a hell of a fight. He got the timing and he got the weight. You
Not
know,
only that, he watched that Porter fight ringside and was like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't even beat Sean Porter. What are you talking about?
It don't matter.
This is crazy.
It don't matter.
Listen, his best wins are Adrian Granados and Ivan Redkach since then. Okay, so don't talk to me about what's he done? And then
he
we're
knocked
getting into
them
a
both
fight
out.
where he's off of Mikey Garcia and Sean Porter.
He knocked
That's
them
not
both
Ivan
out.
Redkach and Granados.
He knocked them both out. Unlike Mikey, who was the same weight as Ivan Redkach, he stood up.
And the biggest mistake to me a fighter can make is looking at how a fighter loses and thinking they're going to get that same fighter in the ring. I mean, even if you look at, you know, assessing your own fight, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, like the first Wilder Fury looked completely different from the second one. And if you went in there thinking, okay, the advantages that I had in the first fight are going to work for me in the second fight, to me, that's just a huge mistake. And if he's in ringside like, oh, he's so exposed, and you think this man got all these months and the COVID time off, and he got an accident, his life was threatened, so his life is flashing before his eyes, he reassessing stuff and all that, and you think you're about to get the same fighter that Sean got, that's crazy.
Yo, real quick, look, check it out. Y'all got it? It's 9:22 Eastern. That makes it 8:22 Central. I just wanted y'all to have the timestamp because I'm about to say it. You know what I'm saying? So what she's basically trying to say is that styles make fights. You got that stamp down? 8:22. So styles make fights at the end of the day, and I know that's the hardcore slogan. I know that we spit that every day, and I know it gets nauseating, and it's just at this point probably is falling on deaf ears because it doesn't mean anything, but it's the truth. Okay, so you can't come in here and say, well, oh, what did Mikey Garcia did? And he's smaller and this and that. Like, I feel like Errol has explained some of the aspects of his game over the past 2 fights and what's been going on and how, you know, he might not have been living the best way or the way that you expect champions of the world. We've come to expect champions of the world like Floyd Mayweather to be living. And I think that he's reassessed that. And to be honest with you, I'd be very, very scared to be the next Errol Spence victim. And I think that's exactly what Danny Garcia is going to be.
Ding, ding, ding.
I think he's saying that because Amir Khan was knocked out by Danny Garcia, and he's part of the AK army. Am I right?
Punch, but
Am I right or am I wrong?
All right. Yeah, that was a lucky punch.
Am I right or am I wrong? He also stopped Lucas Matisse.
Enrique on
right?
fire this morning.
Lucas Matisse also wiped his eye. They stopped the fight. Come on, man. My man.
Nah, they
hits
ain't stop
hard.
it. They ain't stop it, but he did put a shellacking on Lucas.
It was an obvious win.
We got a quick super chat from Esso who says Spence is gonna adapt Keith's game plan for Danny.
Danny, Thurman is more active. He's more like a Sean Porter, where Errol Spence to me is more technical. He like jabs and uses his weight, and his power. I don't think he's he moves, but he doesn't move like Errol, like Keith Thurman.
And I think Earl's abilities just played bad for Danny.
Y'all sleeping on Danny for
I don't
real.
know, man. Yo, listen, Errol got hurt by Emmanuel Lardy. All right, when he tried to fight him on the inside, and that's early in the career of Errol. He gets in the inside and starts training with Danny. One of Danny's shots land, he's gonna feel something. So I don't know what the plan is. If it's gonna be the usual run it down. I don't know if Danny's gonna be wanting to fight on his back foot. We seen him do it once. He was successful. I forget who he fought to, man. He fought on his back.
That's how I look at that fight. This
But a shinobi sling.
Yeah, because you hesitate.
Nah, bro, you be rubbing your beard. You be rubbing your
gonna
beard.
have people
blurt out anything
you gonna have
that comes
people
out your
hang
head.
up and move
Come
on.
on, dumbhead.
You filling the void. You there, dumb and head, and they're like, let me forget what I'm
He
gonna
over there
say.
massaging his beard, like, come on, man. Can't be shinobi me every time, shit, just because you can't hold on to a thought.
I got a thought. You had
Go
no
ahead,
thought.
go ahead. I'm about to give you the red carpet.
Oh man, y'all arguing. I wish
I
y'all was
gonna say
arguing
my
about who was
final
gonna win.
My final thought is Danny Garcia. You can't write him off for this fight. This is what makes this fight a spectacle. Danny Garcia's threat of power and size, and Errol Spence's threat of power and size. The question is, could Errol Spence still be the one we know him as? That's it.
And like
that's
my
what make that fight interesting.
Yeah, and my point is, I'm not saying that Danny's not a good fighter. I mean, he's a former champion. I like anybody who know how to put a fight suit together. But I'm just saying, I'm making excuses. Like, that's the whole thing. You can't say no excuses when you fighting somebody right off of an accident. And if you take the accident out, Earl is my favorite to win. So the unknown is what I'm watching the fight for.
Right.
Yeah, but that's what Danny's saying. Don't sign for the fight. Vacate. You ain't ready. Don't have your fans out here making excuses for you.
Yeah, they don't want Dominique's there. Nah, Earl did this. Earl was in the accident.
Everybody know Earl was in the accident.
Like, he
that ain't
lost
fair.
because he ain't right.
Look, it's the fight game, and obviously, things happen, and the better man doesn't always win. All I'm saying is that I don't think that anybody here would, without the accident, just pitting these two guys together, be picking Danny Garcia straight up. I really don't. And so I think that speaks volumes as to what this conversation really boils down to. If we're saying that Danny Garcia's got a shot in this thing, then it's absolutely because Errol Spence is coming off of a car accident and he might not be at his best. So how can you not make excuses?
That's okay with Danny. He likes being an underdog. He was the underdog when he kicked your King's butt in Amir King Khan, who's the king of Khans. And he was the underdog when he kicked Matisse's butt. So, easy peasy.
That's where he comes from, underdog. He told you that. A lot of fighters that are underdogs and then become unified champions, they're always going to have that, he going to get ran over fanatic out there.
But look, though, I mean, it makes sense. I'm not the only one. And to me, anybody, when they see his footage come out, like Errol Spence I'm talking about, when he starts sparring or making whatever he's going to make public, it's going to build some excitement. Everybody's going to say, okay, well, I saw this, I saw that. But you never know what a fighter is walking in the ring. Deontay Wilder fought with like a broken arm or broken hand one time or something like that. I mean, you never know. Fighters are never in the ring 100%. How do you fight for a living and get 100%? Like, I don't agree with that. And I think Errol Spence, being a champion, has probably fought in situations where, this is just what we know about his life. There are other things that he probably was going through mentally, physically, and he still won. So why wouldn't he take the fight? That's what a real beast is going to do. That's what a real dog is going to do, especially after all this time. I mean, if it happened in a fight, that's like a year, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to give him credit for taking the fight, but you won't give Danny credit for winning the fight.
Right.
I'll have to give him credit, but I'm gonna make excuses. There'll always be that small voice in the back of my head, like, I wonder if the accident has something to do with it. That's just telling the truth. Everybody's gonna think that.
So,
and if
how much y'all respect Crawford's decision saying, nah, don't fight me after the accident. Have 1 or 2 and then come see me. And then I can understand, like, okay, well, Danny's my soft touch. And if he does run through it, then it is a bigger fight. It becomes super
makes
duper
perfect
fight.
sense.
But,
makes perfect sense to me.
But we don't know that. That's just us being hypothetical and hoping.
But you know the Earl Spence that Crawford's going to have as a fan. So like if Earl Spence goes through Danny and you see how great he is, and now he's going to move on to Crawford, it's exciting because, like, okay, he got it back, right? But we don't know. The unknown is what make this fight with Danny so good. So I respect Crawford because he's automatically putting himself in a position to be the bigger fight. And to get more respect out of that win.
True.
Unless Danny upsets the apple cart and then it's just Crawford Danny.
Which is
back in
also
the amateurs. Like back in the amateurs.
Which would be a super fight. And they got their back beef too. You know that a couple years ago they were going back and forth.
That would be fire.
Yeah. And it will be an upset for the Spence fans and boxing period.
So, like, this is my little casual question, though. He talked about Manny Pacquiao in that article, too. Why is Danny Garcia wanting to fight people who beat people that he lost to? Right? Because then Manny Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman.
Yo, you disrespectful. But listen, that's because he's like the last one on top. Like, if you already knocked off Keith Thurman and Earl already knocked off Sean Porter, then the only guy that's left is Earl and Danny. So if you Pacquiao, which is king, you get to pick. So Danny knows he got the call, like, you fighting in September. Whether it's Earl or Southpaw Pacquiao, that's up to them. But you fighting.
But it's being brought to him, so he's just accepting.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's the big cash fight for him. You know what I mean? Like, that's why everybody wants Pacquiao, because, when De La Hoya left, Pacquiao made sure to get him, and that residual rubs off, and you get to take that commercial appeal from that opponent. So just like Mayweather's didn't become Money Mayweather until he fought De La Hoya, and he needed De La Hoya, just like Pacquiao needed De La Hoya, just like De La Hoya needed Julio Cesar Chavez. Like, whoever that cash cow is, you want that guy, because ultimately, win or lose, you still get whatever residuals of commercial appeal that they have onto you after the fight.
But also, it's not a cash fight for you. It's also a fight that the public shows up to watch, and that's why there's so much cash involved.
But
you want to see Pacquiao versus Erk Nifschnis or whoever that is. You know what I'm saying? You want to see Pacquiao versus a name.
So look, though, but I respect what he said about Pacquiao, even though it's the same thing that I don't respect about Earl. It's like, if you're too old, don't step in the ring. I give him full credit for beating Manny Pacquiao, who I'm a huge fan of. I'm a huge fan of Manny Pacquiao. And like, I give him full credit because if you're too old, you're supposed to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that you're not supposed to be back in the ring. You're putting your life at risk. And I don't think another fighter should take that into consideration with how they're going to attack you.
Manny Pacquiao leads. I saw an article headline today that Manny Pacquiao leads in champions defeat. Like, he beat the most champions in boxing history. So
congratulations.
He's not old. I mean, he's
41.
Old
He's
as a fighter,
old.
But he's still like a juvenile athlete in movement, not like a regular 41. Like, same thing, we compare Mike Tyson, calling him old. He's your neighbor taking out the garbage next to another 53-year-old man. They don't look like the same 53-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? And they don't move like it. So I don't call him old yet until he shows it in the ring,
And that's why I would give Danny credit for beating Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, because
I'm not making
Thurman
excuses
didn't do it.
Gus the Bus in the chat is saying that Danny needs the snack program. He's stuck in the mud. Do you guys think Danny gets winded or lack of stamina, or is it just he's very selective because he's a counterpuncher? So that's why you don't see a massive output.
Yeah, I never saw him as as somebody that gets tired. Nah, never.
I just think his output ain't high. Like, like
he's selective. He's selective.
Yeah,
like
he's
Ness
selective.
says. His punch placement is selective. He doesn't. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you go to CompuBox, his output and punches is probably not super high either, unless you make it that fight with a guy like Sean Porter.
Maybe he reserves for his power punch.
Ness, you got a super chat. Wait, Trent Jones says check the Cash App. I don't know what he's talking about. Never mind.
I like, look at the legs for fatigue, not really the amount of punches being thrown. And, when he's throwing them punches, one at a time, his legs still look strong. He still looks in place and alert. He doesn't look tired.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think I don't know. I'm not going to say he's the same guy from round 1 through 12. I just don't think that, him getting tired is an issue.
I think TJ got a super chat and he chose to go via Cash App. Obviously, we don't get deducted 30% from YouTube. So shout out to TJ for thinking of us and giving us 100% by Cash App and Ness GTO. But he said, at Ness, stop it, Doomy. Porter clearly beat Garcia and Garcia ain't knock out Ivan Redchak. I thought he did knock out Ivan Redchak.
I thought so too. I thought it was a TKO. Actually, I got it right in front of me. It was a win by, if I move you, a UD. Unanimous decision.
Damn, so he ain't drop him. Neither did Errol. He ain't drop Mike. That does not look good. I mean, Ivan was smaller, moving up because he faced and lost to Tevin Farmer in the past, and it's a good comparison to Mikey, except that Mikey's on a whole different level, right? Like in terms of skill.
Yeah, so, that's a good way to put it.
So that doesn't look good for the home team with Danny if you couldn't put away Ivan. And I think someone put Ivan away in the past though, didn't someone?
Devin.
No, he knocked out Devin. Ivan knocked out Devin.
Oh yeah.
That was his upset. That was the one that put him on the mappy.
But he got 2 losses by KO.
I don't think he never got KO'd though.
Yeah, he got 2 losses by KO.
Who beat him by KO? John Molina?
Devin Alexander. He won by KO.
No.
No, he won by KO. He won by KO. He lost by John Molina Jr.
Yeah, that's what I said. I ain't even got box rec. See what I said? Biggie, Jay-Z rolled in one. Because none got more flows than Young.
Y'all probably know him. Dazn.
Gene.
Gene de la Catasianan.
Oh, you talking about Slot Cannon?
That's a cannon.
Yeah, Slot Cannon.
Yeah, this guy's a Britannica.
He got
remember that John Molina
tribal too.
So entertaining to watch.
Okay.
So yeah, man. I guess final thoughts. We could open it up unless you guys actually, what do you prefer Danny to get? Do you rather him get the Pacquiao or the Willy Wonka Manny Pacquiao ticket? What fight do you want to watch more?
Ooh.
Damn, more. I'm a Danny Garcia fan. We had access to him a lot. I got to meet him a lot. His pops is super cool too. They look like family members to me, and I would like him to get the Willy Wonka factory money and get in that building and hopefully pull off the win.
Yo, listen, I promise you, I know this is going to sound terrible, but I don't want him to get it because I still hold out hope for that Crawford-Pacquiao fight. I know it's stupid. I know it ain't going to happen. I know I sound like a fool, but I just wish that that would happen, And to be honest with you, I think Danny Earl's a better fight anyway because I feel like Manny just brings so many physical attributes that can't be overcome no matter how talented of a fighter you are.
I feel like Manny's age will show at any fight coming up. Like his age is about to show soon.
It's true. That's true. You know how they say, yo, your age shows up any fight. You could have looked great last fight, and it's like, damn, he got old in the ring. He got old in the ring. I mean, obviously Puerto Rico wishing on a star. You know Enrique is, but who would you rather see, Dominique?
I want to see Danny do Manny Pacquiao only because I would like for him to have that on his resume before Manny retires. And I think there's time for Errol Spence, even if it's right next, So I would want him to get that. I love Danny. I'm a huge Angel Garcia fan. So I guess I want to get him no matter who he fights, but I would like to see him get that on his resume because Thurman has it on his resume. Win or lose, I think he deserves that.
Everybody wants the Pacquiao fight, man. That's the golden ticket. If Errol fights Danny, I'm afraid that Crawford might just snatch that Pacquiao fight in the meantime, right? Or if Errol wins, Danny doesn't get it now, and now maybe Earl and Crawford got to fight for the golden ticket. Like, I don't know who's gonna get Manny Pacquiao, but if this fight does happen with Spence, I love it. I love it. Obviously, I want my boy Danny to get that super money, so the Manny Pacquiao like you guys want. But I don't think it's gonna happen like that. I think too many people want that fight, and they got to knock each other off a little bit. So, what I got to say is Danny has been more active, has no injuries, and hits hard, right? Earl's likewise hits hard, but he's been in a crazy accident, been inactive for almost a year, and we don't even know if he could take a punch right now. So I don't know. I don't know how that fight turns out. If it would have been I would have still been riding with my boy Errol probably, just because I knew who he is. I just don't know who he is after the accident yet.
How sturdy are fake teeth?
I mean, they're implanted into the bone.
Let me tell you, I've spoken to two dentists.
Into the bone of your jaw?
I've spoken to two dentists trying to get them on the show for that, because, that whole, I got to get my teeth put in. I'm like wondering, how is that going to be with some punches to the face? But I haven't been able to lock down a dentist, man.
I would think your teeth are much more locked in. They're screwed into your jawbone, right?
Yeah. I mean, literally, bro. Like,
where your natural tooth, they're just rooted in.
Yeah, I've had friends that got grills like physically put in. You know what I'm saying? Like replaced. And those things don't go nowhere. Like I've seen them. I've been with them at dinners where they're eating like steak or fajita. Like they're good, but at the same time, they've never taken a Manny Pacquiao punch to the face. So
and it doesn't weaken like the jaws or the bones around it. None of that gets weakened from the drill or anything like that.
They say the only thing that's any different is the cleaning process. You can't just put toothpaste on a brush anymore. But other than that, they say they really don't feel it after a while. Like after obviously like initial surgery and stuff. Or I don't even think it's called surgery with that. But anyway, so they say it's no different, but I don't see how that could be them things shining in the sun.
Yeah, man. So, all right, we asked each other who would we rather see. I guess who does Danny have a better shot to get the win versus?
Now that's a question.
Errol,
and I think he got a shot on both.
But that's because y'all guessing. That's because y'all guessing. Like the Errol is
where
hurt.
the breakdown.
No, but I'm saying he got a shot against both of them. They're both good ass fights. Danny's a competitive fighter. Y'all acting like Danny's in there, doesn't throw punches, doesn't hold a punch. He been punched by one-time Keith Thurman. He been punched and charged and roughed up by Sean Porter. Neither Errol or Manny Pacquiao fight like that. Only warning, Manny Pacquiao's reflex are crazy. He counters on like an angle that he doesn't even look planted in, and that might be an advantage or a disadvantage. He just has power at that, unorthodox, like off angle.
Yo, I'll put it like this. Look, Danny Garcia's best attribute has always been his ability to win. Like I don't remember who we had on the other day, but they were saying like, yo, this kid's a winner, and he finds a way to win. It doesn't matter. And that's a dangerous ingredient no matter what. So yeah, you're absolutely right. You can't count him out on either fight, but as far as who is he the least underdog against? Because that's really the question. Yeah, I think at this point I would just have to go with Errol, only because of the unknown. With Manny, if he shows up and he's that same Manny, I give him like less than a 10% chance to win that fight. But with Errol, I think he's at least at 20% most of the fight, and then depending on how much he struggles coming back, Errol, it could be different.
Nass, if this was court, what does the jury think about his if? Right, like that's pointed out, right?
Who's jury? Like who's if? Mario's?
Like Mario said, if that's pointed out. If's way heavy in boxing. If he shows up, if he does this.
Yeah, but that's also the 50-50 part of boxing. That's why boxing is dope, because there's only two people.
That's what I'm saying. I don't count Danny Garcia out on either of those fights. I would even give him like a 51-49 against both Pacquiao and Errol.
But you got to realize that math goes both ways, homeboy, because Danny's got to come back, and where's that if for Danny? You know what I'm saying? So he's got to show up on fight night too. They both do. But I agree with you. Ultimately, I think you're absolutely right. He's got a shot against both.
You said he knows how to win. I say his attributes is his power and his counter. So I'm real more specific. I'm not saying if the other fighter shows up. Manny Pacquiao has angles. Now my only
and power and
power. Marquez slept him on that angle. So there you go.
Marquez is a completely different counter puncher.
Danny Garcia.
Yeah, but Danny got a right hand. He did it. He used it with Zab Judah. So it's all about timing, which we know he got.
Yeah, listen. Everybody can throw an axe. Everybody can. Any lumberjack can chunk an axe. You know what I'm saying? But it takes a guy with skill to make a tree fall.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
You don't think that
like that, Dominique? I got bars, Dominique.
I say he got skills. I'm not saying that far that he can't chop a tree and make it fall. I think he can chop the tree and make it fall. I think you the guy that don't want to hear the tree falling in the forest.
I'm saying that fights are different. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you never know what styles look like until they're matched up against each other. But all we have right now is what we've seen in the past, and based off of that, I think that Errol is the bigger question mark. But to be honest with you, listen, when we come fight night, I'll take your bet. You take Danny against either guy. I'll take your bet. I promise.
It's a big win if Danny wins. I'm sure on the books.
By the way,
it's a huge win. Huge win if he gets it.
It would be that first thing that he did at 147 that he did at 140 so many times.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna get rid of the if when I use Danny Garcia versus either of them. I'm gonna say when he wins, y'all gonna be like, ooh,
Puerto Rico. You know he going for his brethren because that's an uphill battle in both them fights. He gonna have to prove his greatness. But don't forget to join us at 10:30 a.m. Well, actually 10:35 a.m. on Patreon.com for another episode of Overtime, where we're going to talk about this white woman that calls the cops on a black man in Central Park after he asks her to put the leash, her leash on her dog. Now, I have 2 dogs, you know what I mean? So I get them, but the park was filled with signs that said dogs couldn't be off the leash. Then we're going to talk about Mike Tyson yet again. Mike Tyson yet again making Mario look dumb with another $20 million offer to fight again. So more money being thrown at Mike Tyson. So we're going to talk about that on Overtime. So catch us on patreon.com/The Boxing Voice for an episode of Overtime at 10:30. I think we can open up the phone lines. I'm going to just let all my co-hosts give me their final thoughts on Danny Garcia issuing a statement to both Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence. If you old Manny, and if you ain't 100 already, Earl, well then don't fight. Final thoughts, ladies and gentlemen.
My final thought, 1.5B, I'm gonna say I got rid of the if. I respect both fighters, Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao. I'm a fan of them, but I gotta roll with the team. So I'm rolling with Danny Garcia and get rid of
He said he loving the crew, loving the crew.
Not in that form, but you know what I mean. Don't stop grinding.
Ooh. What about you, Dominique?
I just feel like I like the big talk. I didn't say that yet, so I'm gonna use my final thought to say that I like the big talk. I like the confidence. I'm gonna make excuses, and if I gotta do a pick, I'm saying man down.
Real quick before the next host gives their thoughts, we got Nolia Danke saying, "What up, TBV?" J Mac from New Orleans, caller of the year. There go his nomination, J Mac. Nolia, stand up.
Yeah, my final thoughts on this is, I agree with Dominique. I like the big talk. I do. But at the end of the day, my whole thing is that Danny doesn't really need a Pacquiao fight. I mean, listen, everybody wants a Pacquiao fight, but he's got that commercial appeal. You know, he's got the appeal that certain guys don't have in the welterweight division. And honestly, other than Adrian Broner and Manny Pacquiao, Danny Garcia is probably the most financially viable, fighter in the division. So, to fight Errol, I would give him all the credit in the world for him to be going and trying to chop down that tree, because that's a tough out. That is such a tough out. Excuse me. But that's my final thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, I like the fight. I like the fight. That's all I gotta say. I like the fight, and I'm not picking anymore. I'm not gonna say Danny's gonna win or Earl's gonna win. I need to see Earl in sparring. I gotta get some wind of something said that he's doing okay in sparring.
You'll
before I
never
say
see
anything.
sparring footage of Earl. Don't
Not
be
seeing. Not
don't be
seeing.
ridiculous.
Not seeing, because those are not gonna come out. I mean, getting wind of it. Oh, he's sparring again. He's doing better. Okay. You know what I mean? I think it's still too early for me to pick because these are the two top guys. I don't care what you
Well,
guys
they definitely said no sparring till them teeth get put back in.
Mm-hmm. And when was that?
That was
while
about
ago.
a month ago.
Yeah, I mean when he did that interview with the basketball
Maybe even
dudes.
longer.
So
Yeah.
he might have gotten those put in already.
Yo, the real winner of the welterweight division is whoever's got plans first, because at this point, nobody seems to have anything on the horizon. So whichever one of those welterweights gets the first fight plan, yo, they're the winner in my book.
For sure. Let's go out to the sponsors and then head out to the callers. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to call in from anywhere in the world.
Let's go! Let's go! I'm ready!
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
What up, what up? Going out to North Carolina. Ringer status cutting that line. What's going on, Josh in North Carolina? What up? Good morning.
What's going on, CBV? What's good with y'all?
All good, all good.
Chilling.
Hey, man, I think Danny Garcia, best chance to win is against Errol Spence. If he fight Manny Pacquiao, he flat-footed. And Pacquiao love fighting flat-footed fighters like he fought Thurman. So, yeah, I see Garcia beating Errol Spence. But Errol Spence at a crossroad right now, man. This next fight going to be big. In my opinion, I think he's letting the liquor take control of his life. But, that's me.
Shit, my bad.
What the hell?
Bro, we about to get believe me, we getting flagged for that. My iTunes turned on. I hit my space bar. Freaking iTunes turned. It's a wrap. She is too popular in the Latino community. They coming for us.
It's all good, TVB. Y'all go ahead and get to another caller. I said I had that beef. I'll be back.
Josh, man, thank you for being the ringer, continuing to support TBV. Don't forget to catch us immediately after this on Patreon as a ringer. Those are your perks to come on over and catch that overtime show where we were going to talk a little bit more than just boxing. Let's head on over to Las Vegas, up early with us. Damn, what time is it over there? It is 6:51. 6:51 in Las Vegas. What's going on, champ? Actually, Caesar, get your mic in order. In the meantime, we have a super chat from California's own CYP. 2020 Caller of the Year open, but 2019 belongs to the king. YP, a.k.a. CYP. You know his famous little laugh at the end.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty good. That's not bad. That sounds
Caesar
a little CYP-ish.
in Vegas, talk to us.
Yo. What's good, TVB? Good morning.
What up, champ?
What's good? Yo, so I would, in my opinion, I would prefer Danny to get the Pacquiao fight first. Just so I can make sure, like, it's just me, I can make sure that Errol is good. Like, grab a tune-up, make sure, he doesn't get upset by the tune-up before he jumps in there with Danny. But Danny has a good point, if you're not ready, don't get in the ring. I mean, there's nothing more else to say than that. You should be. So if Errol is confident in his body, then there should not be an excuse. But like Dominique said, the accident is way too fresh in our minds for us not to use that excuse. Even if we don't, even if we're not the excuse maker, there's still that. There's always going to be that fan that's going to be like, well, he got him off the accident. So we really can't avoid that. But, great show, man. Love
You know I hate to
that
cut you
was
in
a
the
great
middle of your giving us, kind words, but time limit is there. We need
Yeah,
to.
but that's a great call, though. It really is. He's absolutely right. It doesn't matter what each individual feels here at TBV, and I'm talking about us four on the panel and the people, and of course our, the great callers. It doesn't matter because they are going to be excuses. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. We can't control the narrative, and the narrative will be he got Earl coming off the accident.
Yeah. So yeah, the reason obviously we have a time limit so we could get to other callers that are waiting, and also we have to enforce the time limit so that if you are interested in calling back in, you can always do a counterpunch, which is a $5 super chat and or cash app to NestGTO, which brings you back on for another 45 seconds if you were left with all your words in your mouth. I guess that doesn't sound too good, but hey, I got my point across and a cheap plug. There you go. We're going out to Keem in Florida. What is going on, my friend?
El gran campeón puertorriqueño, this is Felix Tito Trinidad.
You got any excuses tonight, Roy? Let's not ask questions like that. Let's touch the left and go to work. Let's go to work.
Yo, what's up, man? Y'all hear me?
Champ, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Good morning, y'all. Hey, man, I like it, man. That's what Danny's supposed to say, because it's the truth. At the end of the day, if you don't feel right, don't get in the ring with him, man, because he's 100%. So, if Errol needs to take a tune-up, that's what he needs to do. Like he said, Pacquiao, I feel like he's too old, and, don't get in the ring, man. I like what he's saying because it's the truth. But at the end of the day, I don't think Errol's going to take a tune-up. So, what's his name? Caesar was just saying, at the end of the day, you're going to use the car accident excuse no matter what, man, honestly. Even if he goes out there and was to beat Danny look bad, I bet they still say, it's because he's coming out of a car accident. So I think in Errol's mind, it's like either way, man, I need to take the bigger fights, you know what I mean, for the legacy and go that route, which would probably be Danny. But yeah, man, that's all I got. Oh, yeah, and I got Danny beating Errol, man. But yeah, appreciate the show, man.
All right, let's go to Mastermind cutting that line, Big Supermax.
Hola, King. You are next, my friend. Por eso lo vuelvo a repetir. La era del Canelo es la mejor porque peleó con los mejores. La suerte es para los mediocres, my friend.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo, good morning, TBV. How y'all doing today?
Good morning. What up?
How am I sounding, champ?
I mean, you sound a little muffled, but hey, man, we gonna take it.
Got the wind down.
Yeah, man. It's getting hot over here in Texas, man. Gotta have a little air.
You on the road,
Hey,
baby? We get it.
Who is that? Mario that's over there sleeping on Danny Garcia like that?
Absolutely.
A little bit.
Cause look,
Still
you
bit
know,
off
Errol,
that
I'm Team Matt
years
down
ago.
all day. I'm Team Spence all day. But you can't sleep on Danny, man. Danny's proven he can take a big punch, and he's got a great sense of timing. People like to joke about the no-look left hook, but he's got a lot of people, and I think he's got a decent shot. I think he's got a better shot to beat Pacquiao than he does Errol, but I don't count him out in either fight, man. You can't sleep on Danny, and I had Danny beating Sean Porter. I had to fight with Keith Close, so it ain't like he's ever been blown out. He's had a couple of soft touches, so he's ready to come back and make a name for himself, man. So I like the energy, and hopefully we get going on soon on a fight, man. But that's my call.
All right, Joseph with the wind tunnel storm. Matt, Machine Gun in Texas. What up? I want to believe that's you. Mario says it's not. I'm going with yes, it is. So let's see after this.
BoxingVoice.com.
You invited him to the ring? Why?
Yo le invité a que subiera. Como decimos en México, hay que dejarnos de mamadas. ¡Viva México!
And like we say in Mexico, we don't fuck around.
BoxingVoice.com.
Good morning, TBV. What's good?
What up? Yo, why Mario don't want to store you on his side? I don't know what's up with that.
I don't know, man. I got,
Looking
I
like
got
your next Border Wars opponent.
That's on me. Hey. What up?
I love the energy from Danny as well. You know, don't get me wrong. As much as the Errol Spence fan that I am, and I'm gonna, stand up for my champion. But both of these fights are better and real good. When it comes to who would I rather see him face, I would rather him see face either. You know, he's already fought Keith. He's already fought Sean. I don't ever see him fighting Ugas. Maybe Crawford if Top Rank ever sends an offer that they take. But in this day and age, you're not going to send any offer that Danny will take because there's not enough money, to offer to have the money be made. Well, but when it comes to true chances, I give him a better chance against Pacquiao, just because following off what my brother said, Danny's timing is excellent, and Manny Pacquiao still likes to leap in. So enough space and distance, Danny's going to catch him, and Danny hits hard. I'll give him that, but I like my chances running with the big fish, and as we all say in Texas, it's man down over here. But that's my call for today, baby. Y'all have a good one.
All right, Matt. Sound like he was taking that hit on the way out. Y'all have a good one. We got big TJ. I'm about to call him TJ Supermax because he's super chatting about Supermax. So TJ says, Big Supermax prepping Porter clearly beat Garcia. What does prepping mean? That's the second time you used that.
Getting him ready?
Nah, man, that's too traditional. Big Supermax prepping Porter, that means that's got to be something different than that. Got to be, I don't know. We're going out to Sony.
Maybe he meant protecting.
Let me see.
That's that autocorrect.
About it in a sense.
Yeah, could it be autocorrect? TJ, but hit us in the chat. I mean, we could correct your super chat, obviously. What you meant?
Rectify that. Perpin. Oh, he perpetrated.
Perpin.
Oh, yeah, perpetrate. Okay. Yeah, I think you cracked it.
So Big Max out here perpetrating for Porter. Clearly beat Garcia. Okay, I guess. I mean,
I think it's like perpetrating. Period.
I never went back and watched that, bro. Honestly, I don't even remember that fight like that. Like I never went back and watched that. I was always, Danny was one of my dudes, and he couldn't get them wins. Clearly, don't matter. If you got to go back and watch it and justify it, it's not the same as him being announced the winner. So I never went back and watched those, man. Those affect a Danny Garcia fan, them losses like that. You know what I'm saying? Sony in Cincinnati, what it do?
Ohio.
He probably like, yo, Ness, I'm not from Cincinnati. I'm from Brooklyn, B.
Hey, yo, what's good, Ness? Good morning.
Where you from? You from Cincinnati, right? I got it right?
Yeah, born and raised.
All right. See, little by little, I'm going to start, it's going to all click. And I see you change your screen name. You helping me out, baby.
yeah, bro. Sailors helped me out and got me through. Hey, does Danny Garcia, anything to keep Danny Garcia, like, relevant in this whole fight picture, like, I'm all for it. I think his layoff, and maybe, hey, Nez, was part of the reason he took the layoff, and I apologize if you guys already have said this on the show, but was part of his inactivity due to like anything within his team, management, promoters, anything outside of boxing?
Who's in activity?
Danny Garcia.
When has he been inactive?
Even before the corona. No, not before that. Before his last fight, he took like 2 years off, didn't he?
Hell no. Hell no, champ. Danny had 2 fights in 18, 2 fights. He had 1 fight in 19. That was the Granados fight. And he had already 1 fight in 20 in January.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, yo, but I'm going to keep listening to the show, bro. Y'all keep doing y'all thing. TBV 100.
All right, so it looks like between Sean Porter and Granados, he took 8 months off. They fought September. So what's that? Actually, more than 8 months. That like 9 months, right? 267 is Philly, right? That's Philadelphia. Let's go out to Philly. Let me see. 267, Philadelphia, correct? First time caller. If you're a first time caller, say you're a first time caller. Let's play this first time caller intro. You introduce yourself like you walking out to the ring to face Mayweather Jr. I mean, first time caller.
First time, man.
Uh-oh, let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
DSFG, loyal team, Danny Garcia, undefeated in debates. Like Danny Garcia is undefeated in fights, bro. 36-2 robberies on paper. Spence know what it is. Now listen, bro, you had to correct that guy. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Danny Garcia inactive. Like, bro, as far as narrative, Nuss, you heard me? You gotta chill with that. But Danny Garcia is a tough opponent for Spence. And look, I got Danny Garcia winning before and after Spence incident, bro. Cause skill sets matter, bro. The skill sets, bro.
So you say he's 38-0?
No, he said in 2 robberies.
He said two
Hey, Nuts.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Team Danny Garcia over here, man. Loyalty Team DSG. 38-0, man. Undefeated in debates. But that's not here. That's the whole topic is, you know what I mean?
That's the
Danny
topic.
Garcia,
What you saying? What you addressing is the
his
topic.
skill set. His skill set is far superior than Spence. That's before and after the car incident. You heard me? So
yeah, but what you basing that off? Help us. What you basing that off?
What skill set? Because listen, Danny Garcia showed you everything, bro, from day one. From day one in his career till now. And even the Keith fight and Porter. Danny Garcia improved, bro. You know what I'm saying? He outboxed those guys, bro. Spence, he wasn't even on the back foot. He didn't even show you that until recently. You know what I'm saying? He a kung fu fighter. He a flat foot fighter like Danny Garcia. But Danny Garcia's skill set is far superior than Spence. Spence got to show more, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right, champ. Well, we got you
What was the
down.
name?
Oh, what's your name? I think he said
Okay.
he's in the chat. It's like DSG.
I thought he said DFG.
What's your name?
DSFG, man. You know what that stands for, Ness?
All right.
What
Hey, Ness, you know what that stands for, Ness?
What it stand for?
Danny Scarface Garcia.
Whoa, I hear
The
you.
bad guy.
Tony
Big
Montana.
Yeah.
I hear you, man.
He from Philly too, though, right?
Yeah, he from Philly. He got that big 267 on his phone. I hear
All
you,
right,
champ.
and then we had 2 callers from Texas. One was also DSG team.
Nah, one was who you talking about? Big Supermax? Nah, they both was repping Man Down. Him and his brother.
He be on the chat heavy, man. Shout out to DSG. I didn't even know it was him.
Real quick, we got
a super chat. Oh, go ahead.
We got 2 super chats. We got one from longtime listener Fahim, who says Danny made a career out of beating people he was supposed to lose to. Y'all must have forgot. Then we got another one from that one white boy that says this is a 50-50 fight, but I got Garcia in this one. We going out to Brandon in Cincinnati. What up?
Ohio.
Yo, what up? What up with y'all? How you doing, Dominique? How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Sweetheart.
I'm blessed.
Sweetheart.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed and highly favored, baby. I just left the barber shop, so I'm feeling real good.
Oh,
about
now
it.
it's baby too.
Oh.
Now it's baby
now
too.
he's telling you
Yeah,
he
can I
got
get my
groomed
call?
up. Huh? COVID is over. He
Can I
ready
get
to
my
let
call?
loose.
Yo, Ness, just so you know, Perpin, that's Cincinnati slang for like lion. TJ from Cincinnati, so he's saying Perpin. That's some Cincinnati shit. But let me get to the topic at hand. Y'all tripping, man. Danny has no shot in this fucking fight. He's about to get smashed. He's not on this level, man. How many times do we have to see this guy to realize he's not on this level? He said Errol showed chinks in the armor against 2 world champions. Did you show chinks in your armor against Ashley Theophane and Mauricio Herrera and guys that ain't even elite? We keep talking about all this power, but you couldn't even stop Ivan Redcatch, a guy that got killed by John Molina. You couldn't stop Robert Guerrero, a dude that started at featherweight. You went the distance with Zab Judah.
Blasphemy.
Yo,
That's
Robert
what happens
Guerrero's
when
a
you
hard
waste
out.
half your call hitting on our co-host to my sweetheart and baby and all. Yo, first of all, Dominique, man, is like Lou Ferrigno, but dark skin version. So I mean, make sure that you coming correct when you try to, cause like it ain't just gonna be good looks. She already got that, and her man got businesses. So it's got to be a little bit more than just good looks, guys. I'm just saying.
But yo, y'all don't say perping on the East Coast. Y'all don't, that's Ohio.
Yeah. We definitely do. We definitely do.
Herping. Never heard of that. Some
I know. I never.
But not
heard
like
purple.
that. Not like
Y'all
that.
don't say that?
We say
I heard
perpetrate
of purple haze.
like back.
Hey, yo, Cash.
No, we say that. That's
No,
the
back
thing.
in the
We say
day. Back in the day, we used to say perpetrating the fraud, but it was that
Yeah,
whole
perpetrating.
phrase.
Yeah.
That was a
We
whole
ain't got time for all
phrase.
Yo, another super chat from B. Pauly. He says, "Champs." That's all.
Yo,
out,
hey,
Big
yo,
Pauly.
don't nobody confuse H Money to Brooklyn Don with the old H Money, please. So don't be timing him out thinking he's the wrong person. He's actually a different person.
Sniper Gang was already on. I'm like, who's that?
Nah. He's a totally different person. We got Info Joe, California, waking up early. What it do, champ?
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Morning, TBV. Ain't no show without Info Joe in the building.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yo, that was totally an accident. I swear to God, I was trying to type, but I had it on the soundboard. Oh man, look,
Soundboard going crazy today.
yo, and Skype restarted on him. He gonna be pissed off. Holy shit, yo, Lids Low, Decatur, Georgia, talk to us.
Lids low, chin.
Yes, sir. All right, so here go my break. I know it ain't quick. It ain't nothing against Danny Garcia, so I ain't gonna say, what he can and can't do. The man can fight, we know this. I'm gonna be honest, against Manny Pacquiao, I think Manny too fast for him, straight up, especially after seeing how he did against Keith, even though Keith was, coming back out of another fight. But this whole thing with Spence, bro, we just gotta see what Spence said. So Spence gonna be in the negative on my end anyway until we see what he can do. And that's where I'm at with it, man. I would like to see Danny take a Pacquiao though, because I want to see a fight. You understand? Like, but I want to see him against Errol, but I'd rather just see him against Pacquiao right now. Errol, we just need to see where Errol at. That's just how I feel about it. I'm out this thing, man. Y'all stay up. Hey, I'm on vacation all week. My birthday was yesterday, so shout out to
Happy
a real
birthday.
one. And shout out to
Happy
my
birthday, brother.
appreciate y'all, man.
Yo,
Gemini, I'm out.
I know. Shout out. Yo, all my favorite callers turning out to be Gemini. Stonebone, now Lids Low. Yo, a lot of Geminis too, man. A lot of people's birthday coming up, man.
I'm a Gemini.
What?
My birthday's coming. Well, I'm a Gemini and a Cancer. I'm on the cusp. I'm both.
Nah, what that mean? What day is yours? Stop
The
faking.
20th.
Oh yeah, no, that ain't the cusp, cause it's 21st, right? Ain't it? Or is it 19?
No,
Hold up.
No, it's the 20. It's the 20. The 20th is the cusp, and the 21st starts the Cancers.
Oh yeah, but you just made it. You all right. No wonder we get along. Damn, and no wonder you could take me. Wow. Let me tell you, my last baby mother is a Gemini. That ain't work out. Nah, I thought it was gonna work out like, oh, we both Geminis, it's gotta work. That shit didn't work out at all. It was just, the attraction was obviously there, but like this. Nah, I'm fucking with you. Look, I'm just buying
I'm glad
time.
to be compared to your baby mama that makes you do this.
No, definitely not comparing you to her, but I'm just buying time. I'm buying time for my Skype family. I want to apologize. Skype restarted. Info Joe, I would never, ever disrespect you like that. That was an apology. I apologize. Skype just, it be acting up, man. We're going to have to upgrade that computer too. This studio is getting more expensive by the day. Going back out to Info Joe, talk to us.
Yo, what up? I done broke the internet, right?
Crashscape info.
Oh. Hey, first off, man, shout out to you, Dominique. It's a pleasure to have you on here. I hope the guys don't scare you off. And shout out to the
Big
boxing
hug,
guys
Joe. I
for
met you. Do you
Shout
remember
out to the
meeting me?
boxing.
She said,
Say
do you
it again?
remember meeting her?
I met you. You remember meeting me?
Was it in New York?
I don't know. One of them fights.
I think I did.
I know what
I
she's
did.
talking about because you came with us to L.A.
Yeah,
and Joe, wasn't you at one of the Canelo fights?
Yes.
That's the one, the T-Mobile.
Yes. Oh, that's
Dominique
where.
was in the
Okay,
T-Mobile
I
with
remember
us.
you now. Okay.
Damn,
Shout out to
Naja.
you.
Naja's
Hey,
a
I
Gemini
forgot.
too. No wonder you my favorite judge in Border Wars, Naja. That's crazy.
Oh, okay. On Danny go. You know what, man? I would give the edge to Spence. I would like him to fight Spence, man. But you know what? Out of all of the top 5, man, it's only been like 2 rounds that's separating them, man. And I say Spence and Danny, they both flat-footed, man. I think it'd be an exciting fight, man. I think I would give Spence the edge, man, but I wouldn't sleep on Danny. That's all I got, man. Everybody have a blessed, no stress day, and I'm out. Peace, gentlemen and ladies.
Yo, this topic feels like a fight is about to like be announced.
I mean, it
It
should
feels
be
that close.
It should
like
be
something
this
in the air
one
right now.
It should
But
be
I
this
wonder.
one.
I wonder if Earl's gonna make an excuse if he loses. Is he gonna use the accident as
I
an
don't see
excuse
him.
if he loses?
I don't see him as that type of
mean,
guy, especially when
yeah.
you out there really like telling everybody that you are ready. I don't see him pulling the Andy Ruiz.
I agree. I hope,
Wilder.
because I'm tired of these excuses. I hope you're right.
Because he's the only one who can't
you're
make
right.
an excuse, right? His fans can, because we're saying off the jump we feel like it's gonna matter,
that's
but
a
he
good
can't.
point. That's
he
a good
can't make
point.
the excuse because he's
He
the
might-
one saying he's
you're-
ready.
You're absolutely right. Because he's afforded the opportunity to not make an excuse because he knows that his fans got him. So it's like, I don't got to say nothing. I don't have to say anything that makes me look bad, but my fans will definitely keep it out there. So that's a great point.
Dominique, buy me some time and let everybody know your schedule because unfortunately I can't get her every day. I know you guys want her every day, but she does have other things to do. So if you could let everybody know what days you will be on and the time so they can mark it in your calendars. And don't forget to hit that notification bell too so you get that notification email and or notification on your mobile phone whenever we do go live.
Well, I am excited to hang out with you guys every chance that I get. This week, it'll be Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday for the morning show at 9 a.m. And I'm still trying to work out my schedule for June. My boyfriend and I, we own a fitness company, and I scheduled some fitness stuff during some of the morning shows. So I'm trying to see what I can move around.
So wait, can people join you on these virtual workouts or?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're virtual, online. They're completely interactive. So you see and hear me, and I can see and hear you. And people are getting results. They're getting mad results. So we call it the summer breakthrough season because this is your time not only to come out of the house, but transform into that healthy lifestyle you've been wanting to. No excuses. And as you can see, that's our little, no excuses.
So have you lost any weight or are you just the pretty face of the company?
I keep it tight. You know what I'm saying? If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. But, but, every time that I do, like I'm working a lot with TVB right now. So I've been off my routine. So I'm excited to get back on it.
All right. Well, we got a couple callers. We're going out to brand new caller in what looks like the, I think it's called Pine Bluff. Not sure, but 682. What up?
Can't talk. I'm working. My bad.
All right, Champ. We'll try and come back to you, man. We do want to find out who you are and at least know that we got a new listener in what looks like, I don't know, like I said, Pine Bluff. We're going
It's Texas, I think.
It could be 2 places, but you're right.
Yeah, no, but I think it is Texas though.
Okay.
That area code.
No, cool. Who do we got? Looks like King Amin in New Jersey. What up? Good morning.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
What up? Good morning.
Yo.
What up?
Nah, just making sure y'all can hear me. Good morning, fellas. Peace, Dominique. Real quick, with Danny Garcia, I think, first of all, He's the only one that's fighting everybody. He done been in there with Thurman, been in there. He was supposed to be in there with Spence. Stop. I mean, nobody, directed, but remember, we all burn that green, but he was supposed to fight Spence. He wasn't supposed to be in there with Red Cat. Stop talking about what Danny's not doing because he's the only one in there. The problem is, at that level, what he does, his ring IQ can't catch up. So being flat-footed and the fact that his left hook is what he does best, he's a counterpuncher, it take him a while to adjust his opponent, which is why later in the fights with Spence, with Thurman and Porter, people even had it debatable. So listen, stop disrespecting DSG. That's my call. I'm out.
All right, we got a counterpunch from Sony. If you don't know what a counterpunch is, usually it works a lot better than this. He looks like he did a counterpunch at, Jesus, what time was that? Looks like 10:10 a.m. We suck over here. So you've been waiting 9 minutes for this counterpunch, but normally we're on top of it, and he was left with something, or something in someone else's call triggered another thought, and he wanted to come back. So Sony, apologies, but I am going to give you more time, champ, for messing up. You're going to be our example of the day. Welcome to Counterpunch, Sony. What up, champ? Hello.
Yo, what's good, Ness?
What up?
Yo, bro, I'm listening to the show. I'm in my hey, yo, I was so good that whoever came on right after me, bro, I would have verbally red man slapped the mess out of his ass. Don't come on here. You don't say nothing, and you come on the show after about, I don't know how long you've been gone to try to critique me or anybody else in the back channel. Yo, I was the one back in December or January when we was first talking about Danny Garcia fighting fighting Spence or fighting Pacquiao, and I'm the one that said, yo, Danny Garcia might get one of those two problems. Even though Danny Garcia lost to Keith Thurman and lost to Sean Porter, I said that maybe he should fight one of those two and get that get back. And fight that get back. And the only reason why I was saying that he had inactivity, dude, he wasn't supposed to have fight Ivan Redcheck like that. He was supposed to knock him out in under 5 rounds. As far as like even motherfucking Granados, that fight went into the second half of the fight before he stopped that. Yo, Danny Garcia is much better than what his resume has spoken on him in the past year or two. He's much better than that. So whoever this DSG do, don't let me put you in the freestyle, B, because your life will be ruined. TBV, I'm out. One love.
Well, but y'all debating the same thing. He's saying Danny is undefeated. He's saying he's 36-0 with 2 robberies or something. So y'all arguing that y'all friends, really. Stonebone Boxing, Colorado.
What up? What up? Yeah, I'm finally back in Colorado. Finally back in Colorado, man. Omaha is beautiful, man. Bud said, "Fuck you, Ness." Nah, just nah, man.
I was about to say, damn. I figured.
Nah, just joking, man. He said we're gonna work something out. He was like, "Man, you work for them now?" I was like, "Nah, but I'm tied in with them, man. We're gonna work it out though, real soon here, man. Give me about a couple weeks when I get back from Florida."
You need to find out his side of the story, man, so we can hear that shit on overtime. I would love to see why is he upset.
Nah, he ain't upset, man. He got burnt by a lot of. He was dealing with some dudes early, got burnt by a lot of them. He just kind of cut everybody off. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't feel.
Glad to hear it ain't nothing personal, because I've been thinking for the past 5 years it was personal.
No, but a lot of people don't realize that a lot of them appearances you see him doing, he is paid to be there. You know what I mean? Like, there's very few without you walking up to him at a fight that's not a paid interview. That's paid from either ESPN, Top Rank, or different entities that are backing that process. Hey, but look, Danny's a dangerous fight for him. Hold on, Papa. No, Papa. No. See you no. No. Okay. Oh, yeah, Danny, that's a tough fight for Errol. If he got any problems left or a concussion problem or anything, Danny's probably the best counterpuncher besides Crawford. He's going to wait for Errol to throw, catch, and shoot. That's his thing. So Errol better be on his toes. And I don't think that Sony was just – I think he misconstrued what Danny Dad said. Danny Dad was saying Danny has been inactive because – wasn't it like 9 months before he fought Granados and then like 9 or 10 more months before he fought?
Yeah. It was 9 months before, let me see here. Sean Porter was 9 months, then he fought Granados, then he fought another 5, 6 months later fought Ivan.
No, he fought in April. Him and Bud fought the same day, 4/20. Then he fought in January. That's like 9 months, ain't it? Yeah, that's 9 months. He fought
Oh
Ivory Ray
yeah,
in
yeah,
January.
yeah, yeah.
Him and Bud
April.
fought both fought on
Okay.
4/20.
Damn,
So
you
yeah,
right.
that's what I think. I mean, that's a lot. That ain't 2 years in activity, but it is 9 months in between fights is a long time, So he needs to. I give him a good chance. Earl is the favorite, 55-45. But I won't sleep if Danny catch Earl with something. And I hope those teeth are drilled down tight, man. I hope them new dentures are drilled in tight. Because Danny the hardest puncher right now. He punches harder than Keith Thurman, probably harder than Bud, for sure harder than Earl. So he's probably the hardest puncher at welterweight right now. So Earl better be.
That's what I'm wanting to know, man. I've been emailing with this dentist, man. I want to get him on and see how them posts if they made to withstand blunt force. TJ, talk to us, Cincinnati or Ohio. Just listening, TJ. I'm gonna take that as a yes. All right, so we got Greatness Harlem.
My body. Yo, how y'all living, man? How y'all living?
All good, brother. How are you?
Bless.
Yeah, everything is blessed, man. Everything is blessed. I just got challenged by the queen just now. She just tried to challenge me, but it's all good, man. Yo, I'm having a good morning, man. Yo, Danny Garcia. I definitely salute to my guy, and I definitely salute to Spence when they do fight, because they were definitely supposed to fight. When they do fight, I'm expecting to see them do something a bit different, because to me, their styles is somewhat similar. I'm starting from the feet and all the way up to counter punching. However, Danny, that's it. He's a good counter puncher, and so is Errol. However, I feel like Errol just got a little more dog in him. The reason why I give him the edge and everything, but I'm not sleeping on Danny whatsoever. I'm definitely tuned in when they fight. I'm expecting Spence to use.
Holy smokes, Greatness. That's why he lost that battle. You better get for the new internet champ. But I didn't cut you because the internet definitely gave you a minute and 9. We're going out to Jared with the super chat. Thank you for the love, first and foremost, who says, keep up the good work. Spence versus Garcia is a competitive fight. I got Spence if he is healthy. Also, to the bud tenders, who is your man fighting next? The local drunk or the pizza guy? Bum Crawford, stay selling dreams. Yo, that's why he don't come on here, man. He think we saying this stuff, man. Listen, Don't forget to join us on Overtime in a matter of minutes. We're going to be going live at 10:35 over there, so come catch us for a little boxing and outside of boxing as we chop it up. We're going out to Michael Brown. What up?
Yo, what's up? Y'all can hear me?
We can hear you.
All right, perfect. Yo, I don't know if it's just me. I just got on. Matter of fact, I don't know if it's just me, but you sound kind of sick on here. I was listening to it on the Patreon. It sounds nice, but I think Skype kind of tripping. But anyway, what's up to everybody? I didn't get on the topic until just now. Is this fight like already on? Like, is it scheduled?
Definitely not scheduled, but Danny believes he's fighting one of the two in September, and he's just saying if Manny is old, don't fight him. If Errol ain't ready, don't fight him, because whoever get in there, he beating him, and he don't want to hear excuses.
Nice. Yeah, man, like I said on the IG, man, I'm going to slowly move up to 100, you know what I'm saying? I just upgrade to the 15, you know what I'm saying, and get the show every day. Man, is it possible for you to do like the invite on Skype, man? Because I don't be knowing when you be live.
I'm going to add you to this call. You added to this call, so from now on, just keep this call there, and you should see all the notifications here as well.
Nice. Cool. So, all right, man. Good, man. What's up to everybody? And hey, welcome. I didn't catch your name.
Dominique.
Dominique. The name of my ex. I don't like Dominique names. Now let me stop. But yeah, what's up? Welcome. Catch y'all later. I'm
What
about to go back to
happened?
work.
What happened?
Nah,
Untitled.
baby
That got away
mom kidnapped
from
my
us
daughter.
quick.
Oh man, that's an untitled, Mike. You have to put that one in the topic section, man. Listen, thank you for calling in. Looks like we got Brandon who's been waiting with a counterpunch. Sorry, Brandon. Let me see. You've been waiting actually 7 minutes. That was shorter time than Sony, so I'm getting better. Sony waited 9.
Hey, no problem. It's no problem. It's all love. Just get to me when you can. But like I was saying, man, before I was cut off, like, what has Danny done in recent memory to show us that he can beat Spence? He went the distance with a guy that lost to Tevin Farmer. We keep talking about all this power. I mean, other than Amir Khan, who was stopped by British Prescott before he got stopped by Danny Garcia, who has he stopped of note? Like, we keep talking about this power. Robert Guerrero was a featherweight. He didn't stop him. You know, Zab Judah had like 8, 9 losses, had been stopped before. He didn't stop him. Like, so I just don't, I can't see it, man. Car accident or no car accident, I can't see Danny winning this fight. His punch output is not high enough. I mean, we've seen him have trouble with Lamont Peterson's movement and ring generalship. I mean, it's more than one way to skin the cat of Danny Garcia. We've seen him get outworked by Sean Porter. I mean, I don't know, man. Mauricio Herrera got robbed against him. Like I said, man, there's only one welterweight that can beat EJ, and it's that little black dude from Nebraska. It ain't the little Puerto Rican from Philly with the retarded dad.
Whoa.
Looks like we got intrigue in Atlanta. Boomerang, what it do?
Hell no. He mad because I get the better fights. He mad because they still like me more. He mad because I got better numbers. He mad because he can't beat Keith Thurman. That's why he mad. Hell no. So once when I get on that stage and I come at you, better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son. I'm telling you.
What up?
What up?
It's man down to man clown. After Danny get done with Spence, that's what it's gonna be. His fans gonna be man clowns because I'm the one who been saying I don't think Spence can handle Garcia power. He been protected from any punches that got any sort of power, and that's how I've been seeing it. I'm putting my money up. Anybody want to bet me? I got them. I'm putting my money up in Vegas. I'm gonna come out with a big bag of coins. Like corn machine. And Stone Bone, let Bud know I'm the man that created Tweety Bud, Bud Tenders, Bud Scouts. Neston had nothing to do with that. So he can come on the show. That's my call.
Intrigue Atlanta, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Steve in Chicago. Talk to us.
Yeah, hey, good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Hey, I would want to say that for me, I got Spence. It's a good fight. But, Spence, he's a grown man. He's going to go through a camp. If he gets in the ring and the fight happens, he's ready. There is no, he's going to go through a camp. He'll know if he's ready or not. But I want to say, man, help me with this, because these guys in the chat were saying that Spence is a bigger asset than Danny. Danny got fans, man. These guys act like Danny ain't got no fans. But I think we already seen by some of the calls, Danny got some fans out there, man. These guys are acting like Danny, just because he ain't done pay-per-view, Nuss. These guys are saying in the chat that because Spence done pay-per-view, he's a bigger asset than Danny.
I think
Now,
they're
help me
right,
on
bro.
that.
I think right now,
I don't think they are
right
right.
now
No.
because Spence is the one selling the actual pay-per-views. Can Danny do a pay-per-view with the right fighter? Absolutely, but they never took the chance. They took the chance on Spence. They didn't even take the chance on Thurman first. They took the chance on Spence to do a solo with Mikey. That show balls. Mario, I know you want to. You're going to have to
5
keep it for
seconds.
overtime.
Go ahead.
That's going to make people come to overtime because we got hella callers to get to, and I want to get to at least our Patreon callers before we cut up out because we got 3 minutes before we go to overtime, and that's what it's all about. We're going to Supreme. Talk to us.
Just listening.
All right. Justin, Alabama.
Man, hey, I want to say this. Nobody talks about it, but I really think Spence is going to neutralize Garcia with the jab and beat him down to the body. That's the key to beating Garcia, and y'all will see that when they fight. Garcia, great fighter. He a little faster than Spence, But the jab always counters the speed. Hey, what's up to y'all? Y'all have a good morning, bro.
Likewise, brother.
Sony, we shaved 2 minutes off your counterpunch. You went from 9 to 7. Talk to me.
Hey, no. Hey, yo, good looking out the Stone Bone for helping me get some understanding on DSG. I apologize for what I said. I don't want Dominique to think we're a bunch of rough riders. I don't want Danny Garcia to turn into Gary Russell Jr. to where we only see him once a year. That was my only point. So I think Danny Garcia is still a challenge for anybody in the division. I'm sorry, Brandon Maurice, but he is. Got to give love, and I'm going to be watching out for the overtime show. Peace.
All right, Sony, real quick, we got a super chat from Casual Bass Guy, TBV, one time for the one time. And we got to Jared Lloyd already, so we went to the new call in the 682, right? 682, we went to you, correct? Champ? All right, that was the guy that wasn't available, so we're going out to Juan in the BX. Talk to me.
Yo, what's good, fellas? You can hear me?
We can hear you.
Champ.
What's good, Ness? Yeah, man. So I didn't even know you was Gemini too. My birthday tomorrow and shit. My brother's the next day.
Damn, happy birthday to both
May
of y'all.
28th.
Gemini month.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to fly this drone while talking to you. I didn't even know y'all was gonna come at me, but yeah, I just wanted to do that that Freestyle Friday and shit. I was hoping if you could put it me and 704. You know me and the chat at Shiloh
Yeah,
31
for
or
sure.
whatever. I forgot
For
23.
sure. Sony, you listening? Shiloh wants a piece of 704. There you go.
He said he's the underground king, so whenever you ready for action, let me know. If I have to pay whatever $5, I don't give a fuck. Oh, sorry, no cursing. My bad.
For sure. Shiloh, man, thanks for calling in. We going out to King Born. Talk to us in Brooklyn, right?
Peace to Power Rule. Peace to Power Rule. You know Power Rule is Puerto Rican. Peace to Power Rule. Let me tell you something. Danny is hungry and all that. He feel disrespected and all that. He wants it. He's hungry, he thirsty, he's starving, he want to get it on. Let me tell you something. We know Juan Manuel Marquez is nice with that timing. Now, I'm going to tell you, I want Danny to fight Pacquiao, so when Danny get it in with Pacquiao, he can sleep Pacquiao with the timing, just like Juan Manuel Marquez. Like I said, Power Rule is real hungry and everything. And now, I don't want to hear no drama with no one talking about Spence wasn't ready. Spence gonna get a training camp. He gonna be ready. So if Danny sleep him, then it's on. Peace.
All right. Well, King Born, I want to thank you obviously for calling in. I want to thank everybody that tuned in. If you want to continue the conversation and 2 other topics that we're going to talk about, join us on Patreon right now. Peace. Catch us on the next one right here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. or head on over to patreon.com and join us.
And don't forget to hit that. Oh.
NestGTO, Instagram and Twitter.
Yo, don't forget to hit that notification bell. Remember, guys, you will not be aware that we're going live. We go live constantly throughout the day, all week. So if you want to catch us, hit that notification bell so you see every time we go live. One of the few podcasts out there that constantly go live. You're getting live action and a ton more stuff. If you're switching over to Patreon, come visit us. Hey, listen, we're not asking for a full year commitment. Buy us a pizza, about a $15 pie. Sit with us for a month, and if you're not satisfied, you can go your own way. But we will definitely bank on that you will stay with the TBV family. And again, you can catch me on IG, Alex_Doomsday_LAINEZ. Make that transition. Overtime is next.
Peace. Dominique, any social media, and how could they get that virtual exercise with Dominique?
Just DM me, Miss Bougie Boxing. MSBOUGIE Boxing on Instagram.
Man, you done gave these dudes permission to DM you, man. All right.
About virtual training.
Go for it, my.
At Marmugi on Twitter, at Marmugi on Instagram. Hit me up. Peace.
Peace.
Real quick, last minute super chat. DSFG 38 Outbox says DSG 9-3 Herrera, DSG 9-3 Peterson. No such things as gifts. Shout out to you, champ.
So he's saying the tight fights, Danny won him. I hear you, champ. Catch you on the next one. Join us on Patreon for overtime right now. Peace.